In a first-of-its-kind initiative, the Reserve Bank of India, or RBI, has called a meeting of state-run and private bank boards on May 22nd and 29th. The twin meetings will primarily discuss issues related to governance, ethics, the role of the boards, and supervisory expectations. RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das, Deputy Governors, and the Executive Directors of the Central Bank's Department of Supervision, Department of Regulation, and Enforcement Department will participate in the interaction.
It's very relevant in the current context, given what is happening globally, especially with the SVB Bank. RBI's meeting is very important to drive home that governance is the most critical aspect in running a bank. If you recall, Raghu, the emphasis on the whole rating system and model which they had was on several financial parameters, including governance. But I increasingly see a increased weightage on the governance aspects coming in. Given that number of instances we have seen in the recent past, in the Indian context too, where some of the governance standards of the financial institution were come to a questionable area, I think it's critical for RBI to address the boards directly and emphasize on their role in the whole governance aspect.
In her Union Budget speech, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman expressed the need for better governance and investor protection in banking. The RBI's meetings are seen as a step in that direction. The FM had proposed certain amendments to the RBI Act 1934, the Banking Regulation Act 1949, and the Banking Companies Acquisition and Transfer of Undertakings Act 1970. Key issues put forward in RBI's discussion paper on governance in commercial banks in India, released on June 11, 2020, are expected to figure in the deliberations. This paper's objective was to align the current regulatory framework with global best practices, while being mindful of the context of the domestic financial system. It was also for empowering bank boards to set the culture and values of the organization, recognize and manage conflicts of interest, set the appetite for risk and manage risks within the appetite, improve the supervisory oversight of senior management, strengthen the assurance functions through various interventions, achieve clear division of responsibilities between the board and the management, and to encourage the separation of ownership from management. On November 16, 2021, Governor Das spoke of the RBI's high expectations from the oversight role of bank boards, that they ensure business models and strategies are conscious choices, following a robust strategic discussion in the board, instead of being driven by mechanical follow-the-market approach. He pointed out that certain banks had followed the high-risk and high-return business strategy, with a skewed priority for serving only the interest of their investors. The active role of the board, especially in challenging the proposals of the management, thus becomes critical. Playing in the background are the new risks to global banking, flowing from the dramatic collapse of the Silicon Valley Bank in an increasingly interconnected world. In his foreword to the December 2022 Financial Stability Report, Das referred to the cumulative impact of the extraordinary shocks to the world over the last 3 years, which is still working its way through across countries. That the international economic order stands challenged, financial markets are in turmoil due to monetary tightening in most parts of the world, food and energy supplies and prices are under strain, debt distress is staring at many emerging markets and developing economies, and every economy is grappling with multiple challenges.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
I am the blue of the limitless sky. I am the inspiration that led success soar high. I will achieve, I will fly high. I am the I in SBI. I
I'm backed by the nation's trusted bank, SBI, the banker to every Indian.